You'd never let a random adult walk up to your kid and start asking personal questions. But online, that happens all the time, and it usually goes unnoticed. Let's talk about the threats your kid faces every time they log on, as it's more common and more serious than you think. Your kid might be in the living room, watching YouTube or playing Fortnite, but online, they're never really alone. They could be chatting with friends one minute and getting targeted by a scam, a fake profile, or a shady ad the next. There's a lot going on behind the screen, and most of it kids don't see coming, and neither do you. In this video, we're looking at the real risks kids and even teenagers face online nowadays. The kind of stuff that slips past parental controls and shows up in places you didn't think to check. And if you're new here, this is WizCase. We break down online security in a way that's actually useful, so hit subscribe if you want more straight answers without the scare tactics. We tend to think screen time is something we can monitor, like my kid only uses the tablet for homework, or they just play a bit of Roblox after dinner, right? But the cold hard truth is that they're connected a lot more than you think. Smartphones, laptops, school-issued Chromebooks, game consoles, smart TVs, basically anything with a screen is online 24/7. And many of these devices don't just connect to the internet, they stay connected. So even if your kid isn't actively browsing or chatting, the apps running in the background are. Games like Fortnite or Minecraft, they have a built-in chat feature. So while it might look like your kid's just building something cool, there's often a whole side conversation happening in the background with people you don't even know. Same goes for YouTube. The regular app might be blocked, but all it takes is a browser or a sneaky in-app link, and they're back on it in seconds. The point is, online doesn't just mean Instagram or TikTok. It's built into their games, their homework, and even their group projects. And unless you've set up your own virtual fence, which, let's be honest, most parents haven't, it is wide open. Let's talk about the two threats most parents assume they'll see coming: bullies and predators. But online, they're a lot harder to spot. Cyberbullying isn't always name-calling in public chats. It's group messages where your kid gets quietly excluded. Fake accounts are used to spread rumors. Screenshots taken out of context and passed around. And unlike playground drama, this doesn't stop when school ends. It follows them home. Now for the creepier part, online predators. These aren't cartoon villains on sketchy forums. In fact, a lot of them sound like kids. They'll comment on your child's post, join the same gaming server, or slide into DMs pretending to be someone their age. And it's not always full-blown grooming. Sometimes it starts with what seems like a harmless chat. What school do you go to? Where do you live? Send a pic so I know it's really you. They build trust and they wait until your kid lets their guard down. And the worst part is kids often don't tell anyone because either they don't know what they're doing is wrong or they don't want their devices taken away. And that silence is what makes this stuff so dangerous. Well, your kid might not be old enough to drive, but advertisers already have a profile on him. Every game they play, every app they tap, every video they watch, and most of it gets tracked. Not just what they clicked, but how long they stayed, what device they're using, and what time of day they were active. Side note, they also have that data about you, but that's a whole different story. And no, kid-friendly mode doesn't mean data-free. Some apps track everything from location to in-app behavior and pass that information to third parties. It's usually to serve ads, but sometimes it's for other reasons no one bothers explaining. Ever seen your kid get weirdly targeted ads for stuff that they just talked about? Well, that is not magic. That is tracking tech, working exactly as designed. Even games do this. Many free-to-play mobile games include ad SDKs and tracking tools that log user behavior. Some even sneak in permissions to access the mic, contacts, or other apps. Most adults wouldn't agree to this if they read the fine print, but kids, they just tap allow and they just move on. So yeah, your kid might be playing a farming game, but in the background, they're feeding data to a dozen companies they've never heard of. Want to understand how a VPN actually protects that kind of info? We broke it down in our previous video, so do check it out if you're curious. curious. Kids click stuff. That's just what they do. Free game skins, bonus coins, win a new iPad kind of thing. All of it looks legit when you're 11 and curious, right? But a lot of those links, in fact, most of them are traps. Phishing scams are no longer just sketchy emails from a fake bank. They show up as YouTube comments, fake giveaways on TikTok, even DMs on gaming platforms. Click the wrong link and boom, malware is installed. It can log keystrokes, steal login info, or open a backdoor into the device. Some of it is disguised as browser extensions or mod downloads, the kind your kid might look for while trying to get unlimited lives in a game. And the really tricky part, these scams look clean thanks to polished websites, real-sounding names, and even fake reviews. By the time you realize something's wrong, the damage is already done. And now your kid's login credentials are floating around who knows where. All it takes is one click, and kids make a lot of those. We've got a video that explains exactly why you need a VPN on your phone. It covers the types of attacks that can hit without warning, especially on mobile. Public Wi-Fi feels harmless, right? Your kid connects at school and cafe, maybe the airport, because hey, it's free and fast, right? And while the risks aren't what they used to be, thanks to HTTPS encrypting most web traffic, public networks still aren't exactly safe. The real danger now comes from fake Wi-Fi hotspots, also known as evil twins. They look legit. Once your kid connects, attackers can intercept data, redirect them to fake websites, or mess with their connection using DNS spoofing. And not every app encrypts traffic properly. Some older games and lesser-known apps still leak data in plain text. So yeah, the days of sniffing passwords off the network are mostly gone, but the threat's not over. The next time your kid connects to that free Wi-Fi at the mall, just remember, a fake network only takes a minute to set up. And this is exactly why we tell people never to use public Wi-Fi without a VPN. If you want to see how real the risks are, check out our full breakdown. You might think your kid's social media is logged down. Private profile, only friends can comment. No problem, right? I hate to break it to you, but not really. A private account just means strangers can't follow them, but it doesn't mean they can't interact. Comment sections, group chats, and shared content can still leave openings. And in most cases, any user can send a DM or direct message to anyone else. And let's not forget, people fake identities all the time. That 13-year-old gamer messaging your kid might be a 30-year-old with a fake profile pic and a script. And even if the people are real, the platforms themselves collect a ton of data, like age, interests, location, and who they talk to. And unless your kid is carefully adjusting privacy settings, which they probably aren't, a lot of that info is still visible. And then there are screenshots. Private photo can turn public in seconds if someone saves it and shares it. Group chats get leaked, DMs get forwarded, and that safe post can end up in places it was never meant to. Social media feels friendly. That's what makes it risky. Parental controls are great. You block the bad websites, set screen time limits, and maybe even get app reports sent to your phone. It's a solid layer of protection until it isn't. They're designed to filter content, but that's only one part of the picture. They don't stop phishing links. They don't block fake friend requests, and they don't tell you if your kid's chatting with someone pretending to be their age. Some apps leak data, some games skip encryption, and most control systems aren't built to catch that. And yeah, some kids do find workarounds, school devices, borrowed phones, private browsers. There are even tutorial videos that walk them through it. And no, we're not saying throw them out, right? Use them. They help a lot. Just don't expect them to catch everything, because when it comes to actual online threats, filters only go so far. The rest, that's where you come in. If your kid's online, and they probably are right now, they're exposed to more than just cat videos and homework portals. As we mentioned, it's not just bad websites. It's built into social media, school platforms, games, public Wi-Fi, basically everything they use. The main takeaway, you can't protect your kid from what you don't see. And online threats don't always come with warnings. Use all the tools at your disposal, and above everything, communicate with your kid. After all, you're both on the same team. If you're serious about protecting your kids, start with a solid parental control app and pair it with a trusted VPN. Controls handle the content, and VPN handles the connection. And if this opened your eyes to something you hadn't considered, let us know in the comments. We're here to help make online safety a whole lot clearer.